I know, but also, you know.
That is the shit.
Thank you so much for gathering here tonight. It's really great to see so many people here in solidarity with the incredible Dr. Leila Soueif, who is here on her 81st day of hunger strike in protest at the continuing detention of her son, the writer and journalist Alaa Abd in Egypt. Leila, it's been such a privilege over the last weeks, days, months to spend time with you. I don't think I've ever met anybody with such steely determination, with such audacious levels of courage and such conviction. All of us here tonight stand here in solidarity with you and in solidarity with Alaa, but we also wish we didn't have to be here. No mother should be put in a position where they feel that this is the only recourse they have. I work for an organisation called Reporters Without Borders, and we work on a lot of cases of detained journalists around the world. We learn through that, of course, that it's a very difficult situation for the families, it's a horrific situation for those who are detained, and we also know that authoritarian regimes like the one in Egypt will do anything they can to keep silencing the voices they would rather citizens didn't hear.
He was there not because he committed a crime, because he spoke about a crime, not because he committed a crime, because he wanted to prevent a crime that happened every day in Egyptian prisons, which is torture. So Alaa today is in prison because he spoke of torture, he spoke of ill treatment to which he was subjected to.
Today is 81 days that Leila Soueif, Alaa's mother, has been on hunger strike. Exactly the number of days that her son, according to the laws of Egypt, not only international law, should be free. Just imagine for a moment living that level of meaning in the decision of what liquids, let alone food, enters your mouth. We're here standing in solidarity with Alaa and Leila, but also, this is how I feel, in their embodiment of a struggle for a better future as a family. There are those of us who have the privilege of the illusion that we can untether ourselves from the world of injustice, and there are those of us for whom that is an impossibility so finely woven in that it reaches the question of whether to eat. On the one side, we're here for very simple reasons. Alaa, a British Egyptian citizen, is in prison and should be free. His mother is on hunger strike, demanding that his Prime Minister and Foreign Secretary do everything in their power to ensure Alaa's release. And we want that to happen before she collapses, so Alaa can spend Christmas with his son Khaled in Brighton and be there for what is left of his childhood.
Free Alaa, bring him home today. All we want this Christmas time is Alaa at home and safe. Free Alaa, bring him home today. All we want this Christmas time is Alaa at home and safe. Hey!
The first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 gold rings. 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Thank you everyone. Free Alaa, free them all.
My name is Mina Sabit. I'm a human rights expert from Egypt. Today we join Professor Leila Soueif in front of the him down the street, and we would like to say a couple thoughts about what has been happening to this family. Today we are in front of 10 Downing Street to ask Mr. Bustani to do his best, to do better actually, to bring Alaa home. Alaa has been imprisoned in Egypt since 2019. Alaa Abd Fattah is an Egyptian British writer, activist. Alaa has been in and out of prison for almost 2/3 of the last decade. There are so many reasons that have been targeted by the Egyptian government. Alaa has been vocal on human rights abuses in Egypt. He has been vocal and very critical of the government handling of the country, of human rights abuses that have been rampant in Egypt over the last decade. Alaa comes from a very prominent family, human rights defenders. His father has been a prominent human rights defender in Egypt. His mom, Layla Swaif, is an academic and a human rights powerhouse. She is known for her clear stand on human rights abuses in Egypt and solidarity with so many arbitrary detained, arbitrary imprisoned activists and human rights defenders. She never let someone down. She always been there for everyone. And today we are standing in solidarity with Professor Layla in one of her most remarkable fights for freedom for her family. She's fighting for her family to become whole again. And the reason why Alaa is in prison, not because he have committed a crime. Alaa was trying to prevent a crime. So the reason why he has been imprisoned the last time, the last round of imprisonment, Alaa was arrested in 2019, and the reason why he was arrested become clear 2 years after, because the Egyptian government have brought one charge among list of charges, and this charge was spreading false news. And the false news that Alaa is accused of spreading is about human rights abuses. Is about a case in which a man was tortured in prison, and he raised awareness about this by sharing a post. So Alaa is in prison for 5 years because he shared a post on Facebook about a man who was a victim of torture, which we all know as Egyptians that torture is widespread practice by the Egyptian government. Alaa was tried by a special court, an emergency court, under the emergency law in Egypt, which means that he did not have his right to a fair trial. Alaa did not have the right to appeal his sentence. His lawyers were not able to look at the case file. There is no evidence against Alaa, but some story of which is the report of the police. There is no evidence whatsoever against Alaa in this case. He was not able to defend himself properly. His lawyer was not able to defend him properly in court, and he was not even able to appeal his sentence due to the nature of the court that sentenced him. Throughout his imprisonment, he faced torture. He faced ill treatment. He was assaulted. He was prevented from reading. He was not able to access books, magazines, newspapers for almost 2 years. He was not able to sleep on a mattress. He was not having a pillow. He was not even having clean sheets, a t-shirt. So his family went in a fight. They initiated a campaign for his release just because he wanted to have some books in his cell, to read some magazines, Mickey Mouse magazines. Even that was prevented from him, and he was prevented from. And all this comes in an effort by the Egyptian government to punish Alaa for his criticism, to punish Alaa for the role he has been playing since 2011 in imagining and calling and dreaming about a better future for his family, for his country, and for his community.